Ride sharing. What is it exactly? A convenient arrangement where a passenger travels in a private vehicle by its owner, either by a fee or free, which I have yet to have a free ride, but needless to say, the fees included are reasonable. So reasonable, in fact, that people might consider using ride-sharing apps such as Uber, Lyft, instead of driving their own vehicle. I have came up with some benefits and disadvantages to ride-sharing that I would like to share with you. But before I get into the good and bad of ride-sharing, I would like to explain the difference between ride-sharing and a cab service. While cabs are found all over a city, they are operated by companies that plan various restrictions on their cars and drivers. This could be good and bad. Some of these restrictions may include where they can go, where they can pick up, and standardized pricing. Ride-sharing is operated by a private owner in their own car. While using this, they may not be professional drivers, but you would like to hope they take it just as seriously as they are putting their own vehicles in wear and tear on the line. Some benefits of ride-sharing include helping people with limited mobility. By this I mean both Uber and Lyft work with retirement homes and healthcare organizations to ensure they have drivers trained to help support seniors or people with disabilities to get where they need to be safely. This sounds pretty important. Another great advantage is lower levels of discrimination. Have you ever been passed by a cab driver just to see them pick up the next person? You can't help but think, is it from my race, ethnicity? Is it because I have kids with me? Do I look poor? This is a horrible thing to act in through your head as you're trying to get somewhere you need to be. But according to Ann Brown, PhD and Assistant Professor of Planning Public Policy at the University of Oregon, ride-sharing services nearly eliminate the racial ethnic differences in service quality. That sounds great. I think now it's time to mention all the jobs ride-sharing apps have created in the U.S. Millions of people have started driving for ride-sharing apps, both part-time and full-time. I think we can all agree, especially in today's economy, that this is great news, and people should try to take advantage of this. I might pick up a part-time job myself. Last but not least, as the biggest benefit from ride-sharing, less drunk driving. Research shows that riding sharing could save an estimated 500 lives and $1.3 billion annually in tax money by decreasing DUI-related accidents. What better way to decrease that by using ride-sharing apps while you're out drinking? Not to mention the benefit of being picked up or dropped off right at the door of where you were going. That sounds good to me. However, like all things, there are disadvantages also. One disadvantage is increased traffic congestion and decreased public transportation. That does not sound too great for our environment. Also, the apps you use for ride sharing might not be performing the strongest background checks for their drivers. This is something that taxis and public transport are known to be strict on. Some of these places even include fingerprinting for checking through FBI databases while screening their employees. I think safety is definitely something we should consider before we get into a vehicle with somebody. People who decide to work for these companies are also at a disadvantage since they could end up making less than minimum wage, and that would then give them trouble paying for gas and car repair. So, now you know some benefits and disadvantages. I hope these help you decide whether or not ride-sharing can be useful to you. I think different needs for using the ride-share apps can be useful for many people, obviously keeping the disadvantages in mind and only using it as needed. Thank you.